Hi everyone. This video is recorded for learning about the HEC-RAS model, which is developed by U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Hydrologic Engineering Center, USACE, HEC. HEC-RAS is a hydraulic computational model for levers. RAS stands for Lever Analysis System. Starting from this video, I will provide tutorials for HEC-RAS model development to 1 and 2-dimensional hydraulic modeling works. Actually, this video will be focused on HEC-RAS model development with 1-dimensional model examples. And also objective of this video is to run the basic functions of RAS mapper in HEC-RAS to create a 1D model of a river system. Since the recent version 5.0.3 or higher version of HEC-RAS program can support to develop 1D and 2D RAS models directly using RAS mapper, we don't need any GIS applications. For example, the HEC-RAS in ArcGIS. We don't need any more that kind of GIS applications. Also, with this video, you can also refer to the HEC-RAS user manual. Recent version would be version of 5 for more details of the RAS mapper. This part 1 video will provide how to install the new version of HEC-RAS. Actually, 5.0.5 I will use, so this version 5.0.5 is suggested to install for your work. And also I will provide the setup, HEC-RAS project, and import terrain data for hydraulic modeling using RAS mapper. So this is the USAC's web pages for HEC-RAS model. In here you can see some introductions for the HEC-RAS model with some pictures you can see as well. And also left hand side of this page you can see many menus for the HEC-RAS models. So very firstly we need to go to the download page. You can see very recent version would be HEC-RAS 5.0.7 version. But as I told you, from the 5 version, we don't need to any other GIS applications for the development of the HEC-RAS program, because before we usually used for the development of HEC-RAS model, we usually use the HEC-RAS. That is ArcGIS application geoprocessing tools for the development of the program for the HEC-RAS. But from the 5 version of the HEC-RAS, actually 5.0.3 or higher version of the program, we don't need to any other the GIS applications. We can directly use the RAS mapper things. In this video, I will show what is the RAS mapper and how we can use it as well. I will give my tutorial. In here, you can download this 5.0.7 version. But in this video, I will proceed my tutorial with the 5.0.5 version because I already download and install with this version for making this video. Okay, so I believe there is no differences for the use of my tutorial with the data. Okay, so in here you can click the download link. The differences is the including the example data set or not. Okay, usually I click this kind of program package only. Okay, and also go to the documentation page. So this is another important the pages for the HEC-RAS model. So you can see many manuals in here. So among these manuals, I usually use the user manual as well as the hydraulic reference manual. So you need to download and see the details for this user manual as well as the reference manual. For your convenience or for your purposes, all of these the manual can be downloaded. So let's see the user manual. So in this user manual, you can see the contents for this user manual. So all the HEC-RAS things included in user manual with the introduction and installing the HEC-RAS and some example application and other the project and some geometric data things as well as other the analysis things. So for your purposes, you need to read all the details for this manual. I just recommend it. But in this video, I will teach the one-dimensional applications with the HEC-RAS with the RAS mapper. Okay. So the other manuals also you need to see for your self-study. Okay. So this would be the introduction of the HEC-RAS things. So after downloading this program, you can easily install in your computer. Okay. After that, you can open the HEC-RAS program. So I will continue with that kind of actual model features things. Okay. So after install your downloaded program of the HEC-RAS, you can find this kind of icon for the HEC-RAS program launching. By double clicking this icon, you can launch this kind of HEC-RAS program platform. Okay. So before proceeding the actual project work, we need to check our working directory like this one. So actually I made one directory for HEC-RAS under C and temp under the HEC-RAS. Okay. So after that you can proceed your project work. So very first thing you need to do would be make a new project. Click file and new project, and then the new window you can find. After that, go to your working directory, RAS, okay, and then make new project with the title of, in my case, just 1D model. Okay, so just click OK. You can find this kind of the new window to make an answer. So actual default of the unit system would be US customary unit. Okay, so just click OK. After that, you can find in here you can find the new project file is generated. Okay. After that, let's go to the RAS mapper. You can click this one. So, okay, you can see the RAS mapper. The upper left side, you can see the data layer windows. It contains three structure all the available layers and associated data on here. And then the right hand side, you can see the display window. It displays just partial data corresponding to HEC-RAS input, output, and imported data set. You can see. The last one would be bottom left in here. You can see the status window. we can call the status window. It displays the status messages for RAS mapper operation. Okay, so if you want to see more details of the RAS mapper things, you can click the help, and you can this one RAS mapper help you can use for your more details of this RAS map things. Okay, also in this working folder, actually before starting this video, you need to download this data for this part 1 video. So I will make some notice on the video as a description for this kind of the data download. In this data folder, you can find the data files in here. So we will use this kind of the project file as a first, because we need to define coordinate system for this project work. Okay, so in the RAS mapper we can do that kind of the georeferencing things. So very firstly, you need to click tool and just set projection for the project. Okay, so after that you can see the search window in here, search folder. So as I told you, we will use the data folder that I provided for the video, and then just click this kind of PRJ file. This is the different PRJ file from the HEC-RAS. Actually the same extensions for the PRJ for the HEC-RAS project file, and this the S3 type the projection file, but do not confuse with the same extensions, but in here we will use this kind of S3 projection file. Okay, just double click and you can loading this kind of projection file. After that you need to click apply and OK. Now we set the projections of the HEC-RAS project. Okay, now we will bring some terrain data on here, right hand side the window, and you need to go to the tools menu and click new terrain data. So this brings this new terrain layer window. In this window you can click plus button to bring the terrain data. Actually, I provided the data folder. You can find this kind of TIFF image for the terrain data. So just double click to bring. After that you need to click the button, click. Okay, and then you can find some status window on here. So now we are succeeded to bring the terrain data. So just to close this window. So as you can see in this window, you can find the river terrains, some river systems in here. So with this the terrain we will use for our HEC-RAS modeling work. Okay, so now we need to check the working directory. So you can find the different terrain folder is generated on here. So in here some terrain data is located. After that, go to click this geometry and click on geometry and just click add new geometry. This creates a new geometry file, so let's make the same name for the geometry. So 1D model, so just click OK. After that, just right click on the geometry and then just manage association. So you see some message, and then this geometry need to associate with terrain data. Okay, so now we just developed this 1D model geometry layer, and this would be terrain data associated. So just close this one. So in this point, you need to save this developed files. So file, go to, and just save. So again, now you can see the terrain data is associated with the geometry data. So now we need to check the data folder working directory. You can see these three file is generated, and then this is just a backup file with the save, and then you can see the geometry file is generated. So geometry file usually used extension of .g and the extension with the digit. Okay, so now we did some initial settings for HEC-RAS model development to bring this kind of terrain data as well as the geometry file generation. Okay, after that we need to create some lever system with some cross section and other things. Okay, but that is the HEC-RAS model development. As I told you, with this RAS mapper, it can help to develop all the required lever system for the lever analysis work with the HEC-RAS model. Okay, so this ends the part 1 video for the HEC-RAS model development. So you can continue with your HEC-RAS model development with the next video. So thank you for the watching.